Hey, Denny Crane. Denny Crane. I never loved William Shatner so much. I wasn't really into Star Trek that much. Of course, it was interesting when it came out a few days ago. In 1960, I got to take these glasses and have them fix them because they're kind of crooked. They kind of drive me nuts here. I'll put it on my list to go and have them adjust them somehow. They don't seem to be sitting flat on my head. We'll switch them out. How about that? And I'll fix their little wagons. Ha 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 ha! You and your little dog too. I'll fix you both. Oh, there they go. The racers. Let's see what these look like. These might be better. Let's see. Let's see if these look any better. Better? No. Kind of look the same. Maybe it's just my optics. All right. I think maybe it's just. I don't know. Maybe it's just the hat's not. I don't know. Well, there they go. The race. You're going to race past me. Oh my gosh. We got to get faster and faster and faster and faster. Oh yeah. Thing is they're going into traffic here, so I just kind of snail my way right over into the fast lane. And I'll tuck myself over here where you're supposed to be in the fast lane. And that'll fix their wagons. I'm going to make my appointment, looks like. I'll make my appointment at 9:10 at the doctor's office. Eagle Rock Family Dentistry there in Eagle Rock. And they're going to clean my teeth, I believe. I think that's what it's for. $4 chicken sandwich at 7-Eleven. If I was eating, that'd be great. I did bring something to eat. I brought this bowl of baked beans and hot dogs. I made it for the potluck on Sunday, but it turned out I went to two different potlucks and I didn't need them, so brought them home and started getting out the dishes. And I've got an idea, by the way. I'm going to write it down right now. And the idea is that get some paint, get some kind of paint, and and paint the bowls. Scriptures, flowers, colors. There's an idea. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, and all that is within me. Bless His holy name. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, and all that is within me. Bless His holy name. Hallelujah, He has done great things. Thank you, Jesus. He has done great things. Bless His holy name. So I'll bless the Lord, oh my soul, and all that is within me. Bless His holy worship. It's really important, and just being in His presence. As I was getting ready to go today, I just thought, it's so important that we as family stay in the Word, talk to God, and then bless everyone in our realm, everyone in our area. Be a blessing. I talked to a young person earlier today. They were petitioning for me to send them gift cards and money, and I get a lot of that lately. People just thinking that I'm an ATM. Well, let me make it real clear. Let me make it real clear. I am not a crook. Richard Nixon, of course. I'm not an ATM. I'm not on here because I've got the lotto and I've got money just to burn. No, I'm on here because I have the access to the different channels, and I have something to say after all these years. It dawns on me, this phone with 2 terabyte of memory, it's really cool because then I have more room to do things, to bless people. I don't have to worry about, well, you know, I used to delete all my videos. I'd post a video, here comes a motorcycle. I'd post a video, I'd delete the video. I kept deleting it, endlessly deleting. And give me one moment here, please. There we go, it worked. The car ahead of me was like hugging that white line. I moved him over a little bit by the horn. I got this giant horn and for a little bit it wasn't working. But finally I took it to Makita, and Makita said, take it to Lee's. Lee's said, we don't do that. And they said, Denny Crane. They said, Bob Seeley. They said, Bob, we can't resist you. We don't normally ever do this, but we're going to do it for you. Like, thank you. I paid him the $45, whatever it was. And I was glad they fixed the trigger. If you have the opportunity to do good to people, do it. But Bob, they weren't nice to me. You just talked last night about payback. People are trying to pay me back. People are trying to hurt me. Then just do good to them. Just keep slathering them with goodness and mercy and kindness. That's stupid, Bob. You should have boundaries. You should have rules. You should have consequences. Well, you can have all those things, and I do. The women that are writing to me, they bare their chests, they send me weird pictures, I just say no. And the ones that are sending me the nude pictures, I give them counsel. I say, hey, listen, God made you beautiful. Yes, you're very beautiful. But without God's presence, flesh is rotten. Flesh stinks. Flesh is not going to satisfy. In marriage, in a committed relationship where you're wanting to bless the Lord, you're wanting to serve Jesus, you want to serve the Lord, you want to be a blessing. Well, in that marriage relationship, then yes, send your husband pictures. Yes, come home and have your robe open. That'd be great. Your husband would love that. Well, there's no kids around. And take care of your husband. Men do like these kind of things. But here's the thing that I tell the men's group, when I'm in the men's group, if we're worshiping the creation, and women's bodies are the creation of God. They're obviously gorgeous. But people have it twisted. They think that the flesh and that the flesh is going to satisfy them. And it doesn't. The presence of God, the presence of the Holy Spirit, that's where the peace is. There's that song, I don't know where, I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. Rolling Stones. I ain't got no satisfaction. There is no satisfaction. There's no peace without God's presence. When we have God's presence, when we know that we're loved, we know that He loves us, we don't have any shame. Jordan Peterson talks about telling the truth. When you tell the truth, you have peace. You don't have to carry around. My daughter, Bethany Rose, you know Bethany Rose, I saw her backpack this morning. I was like, and it weighed like a ton. I was like, this is a second grade kid. Why should her backpack weigh that much? So when we got home, I said, go out and get your backpack. This is the cutest thing in the world. She took quite a while to get the backpack. It was right there in the car. What she was doing was she was pre-cleaning. She was pre-cleaning. I got out of the car, and I got in the other car, and Bethany Rose had ripped out a bunch of junk that she didn't need and thrown it behind the seat where I put our stuff that has to go. I didn't notice it until after. And I was like, what is all this stuff behind the seat? I noticed that she knew it was coming. She knew that Papa was gonna clean house. And we took out we dumped the entire backpack out. I got a hose. One of it was it seemed like it was mold. I think it was actually just chocolate. It was definitely dirty. So I scrubbed it and I cleaned it. I dried it all up. It's nylon, dried pretty quick. And then all of her papers, I require them to be in plastic sheets. We take the sheet protectors. They have the 3-ring binder and all that. I cut the 3-ring binder stuff off. No 3-ring binder. I just have them just loose. But they are protected so that she can have them there, because it's really snap. It's too much work. I've determined that it's just too much to do all that. So just having them loose, but having them protected. Like I got a bunch of paperwork right now. Here's a thing from the Los Gringos Locos. I've got some other stuff. So I'm like, why do you have the clips, Bob? That's why. I have all those papers clipped, and when I get a chance, I haven't had a split second, I'm going to put all that stuff into those clear sheet protectors, and I will put the information in my calendar, and I'll do all that. Right now I'm going to go get my teeth cleaned at Dr. Chetty's office. And so we got Bethany Rose's backpack. We dumped. We found old candies, rotten carrots. We found a bottle of milk that was growing the science experiment. I'm exaggerating. We did not find a bottle of milk, thank the Lord, because those are going to explode. That'd be bad. So I washed her bag. I cleaned her backpack out totally. She had like 3 or 4 little random things. I said, put this in a Ziploc bag. Here is a Denny Craig clip from my. So I gave her a clip to clip the bag, clip the Ziploc. But Bob, Ziploc bags, you can just zip them. You don't need no clip, Mr. Bob. You know what, Gomer? Theoretically, you're correct. When the Ziploc bag is brand new, but see, I don't throw my Ziploc bags away. I have Ziploc bags that I got back when John F. Kennedy was in the White House. So that's a little exaggeration there. But I do keep all my Ziploc bags. Above my refrigerator, I have the giant shelf like everybody has, and I have compartments. The quart, the gallon, and then the big ones. And I got space for like other big bags, like paper bags. And so it's easier. I found it's much easier. Just do a quick roll and clip. Rather than line it up. Is it right? I haven't got time for all that. Bob, I thought you said you had lots of time, Bob. Yes, I do have lots of time to be with God. I don't have lots of time to waste. To foolishly just drive to 14 different stops and give them my penny collection and count out the dollar bill. No. I call them when I'm on the road. I paid several bills yesterday. I paid several bills yesterday, and I think I paid my insurance bill. And then I'm going to pay the dentist bill right now. I'm paying everything with a credit card now because you get points. And then the money, I just put the money from my bank onto the card. Oh, this poor guy. His truck is like all messed up. So sad. He's got a really beautiful truck, but something happened. But he seems to be rolling okay. Just don't do any rollover. Remember, that's for the dog show. Roll over, Red Rover, roll over. No rolling over here, please. Thank you very much. All right. Well, the joy of the Lord is my strength. Even if people treat me like garbage, I am not going to let that affect my relationship with God the Father. And I'll do my very best to find out why. Like, why are people treating me like garbage? Why do people do that? I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of theories, but I honestly don't know why people treat other people like garbage. It's wrong. It's a sin. The Father says if you don't forgive your brother, he's not going to forgive you. Jesus said to love your neighbor as yourself. Here comes another cycle. I'm way out of the way. Give that guy lots of room. Father, I thank you for this day. I thank you for my family. I thank you for this online family that you guys sometimes have a couple, 300, 400. A lot of times it's a good, consistent 100. I want to thank you for the 100 that are consistent, that are every day watching, tuning in, listening, learning, growing. I got tons of followers. I'm getting more and more followers all the time. I don't know. I think there's something about these algorithms in the apps like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. There's something about the algorithms because sometimes I see I have a couple, 4,000 or 5,000, and then I'm like, I only see a few. I don't know how it goes. But I'm just doing this by faith. By faith, I'm continuing to speak the truth, to speak what God gives me, and pray that it lands on good soil. Pray that the Lord would allow me to see a harvest and to see people brought to salvation and healing and deliverance in Jesus' name. All right, I love you. I'll talk to you soon. This is SoCal Bob. Yes, reach out and don't ask me for a gift card, but you can reach out to me. 213-713-8954 or 8954green@att.net. And we have a new lunch program going. If you'd like to have lunch with Mr. Bob, just text me. Say, hey, Bob, I want to share a meal. We could get a bagel and some cream cheese. We could have a dinner. We could go to lunch. Oh, now he's on to dating. He's trying to date everybody. Denny Crane. Alan and Denny Crane. They were like best buddies. And they were kind of like the guys in the Bible, in the Old Testament. I can't remember their names right off the bat. But they were two fellas that were in love with each other. And they were close brothers. Kind of like that. And then the show Boston Legal, which it's not a Christian show by any means, but I think it's hilarious. Guess what? I just learned this. This is the funniest thing. We had Kamala Harris running for president many years ago. Then she got to vice president. Then she came back, and they came up with that. I thought this was brand new. This whole idea of a word salad. Monkeys eat spaghetti on the tops of the zebras' hats in the Amazon as they swim down the Swiss Alps. What? That's a word salad. A word salad. I never heard of word salad before Kamala Harris. Well, guess what? I'm watching season 2 of Boston Legal, and Alan is speaking word salads, and everyone's like, and he actually calls it word salad. And Danny is like, what? And so he had an MRI. There was nothing wrong with him. He said, maybe it's stress. I mean, it was hilarious. Now, what I thought was interesting was that we have these English terms that I've never heard of. I told you the story before. I love to talk, don't I? This kid all year long kept saying, my bad. I kept saying, you're not bad, son. You're okay. You're okay. I love you, son. God bless you, son. You're not bad. You're not a bad son. You're a good son. And at the end of the year, Walter Cronkite or somebody was like, it wasn't Walter Cronkite. This is during the 90s, early 90s, mid 90s, somewhere in the 90s. I'll be there soon. They said the Webster's Dictionary Committee for New Words has introduced a new word, my bad. And this is during the summer, and I'm like, whoa, that's what little Freddie was saying all that time. I kept correcting him, going, you're not bad, Freddie. And this big truck here is outrageous. He keeps coming over the white line. It's like, I'm gonna give him my truck horn. He does it on me. He literally was over the line. And he's got a huge big rig. It's like maxed out the lane there. There's no room for this guy to be fooling around. I've driven big rigs, so I feel for him, but I can see his wheel turning. He's obviously he's on something. Well, call in, Bob. Well, I could maybe. So this new word. So I'm learning all the time. What's the new word? Cringe. Bro. 67. 67. I saw on my restaurant artworks, I have art for the kids at the restaurant, and one kid wrote 6'7". I'm like, yeah, baby, I got it. I got the joke. You old folks out there, anybody that's over 80, tune up your brain and get with the program. Let's get groovy. Let's get hip. Let's go for it. In the 50s, cool was the word, and groovy, out of sight. I dig, baby. These are all terms from the 60s, and people had to learn them, you know. So I pray that you can grow, be joyful, laugh, have fun, and don't be so uptight. Because if you're uptight, you're trying to get it done on your own, you think that you're God, and you're not God. I got news for you. You're not God. I'm not God. She's not God. He's not God. If you're watching me and you think you're God, get a therapist. Get a good godly therapist and figure out, why do you feel like you have to be God? I'll tell you, as your therapist, as your online therapist, I'll tell you why you want to be God. If you're God, then you're not accountable to nobody else. If you're God, then you have all the answers. If you're God, you don't have to change nothing. If you're God, you can live in your crappy igloo of just garbage and you feel very comfortable. Because God doesn't allow that. God's going to clean house. God's going to dump your backpack. God's going to take a hose out. He's going to hose out your backpack and take the green scrubby sponge. He's going to clean it out. And you don't want that. You like all your garbage. You're a hoarder. You're a sicko. You're some kind of person that can't change. And it's crazy. We've got to be willing to change. And if we can change, I told Bethany Rose, I pile of stuff all the time on my dryer and washer. But then I put it on a big tray, I haul it into the office, I sort through it. I file it, I dump it, I just cut it out, I do whatever I have to do. And that's just life. God made it to where we poop. We don't just poop once a month. We poop every day. You should be pooping every day. And so just poop every day. And when you poop, you have to wipe. And you have to wipe, you have to wipe. And here's Plumber Bob speaking. When you go poop, flush. Poop, flush. Poop, flush. If you got one of those auto toilets at the mall, find out where the little button is and push it. And then wipe. And then flush. Wipe some more. Flush. If you need to wipe more, flush. Don't do this. This is the Plumber Bob speaking. And this is important because I don't want to have to come unplunge your toilet. It's full of garbage. I mean, gross. Water everywhere. Please. Don't poop and wipe and wipe and wipe until it's clean and then try to flush. Don't do that. It's a little tiny circle in there. It's bigger than your colon, but it's not big enough to handle. No. And toilet paper is not that dissolvable. Toilet paper is pretty tough. It's got to be tough. I fold and fold and fold. So I have like 4 layers when I wipe my butt. So I make sure I don't get anything on my fingers. I don't want the Oprah Winfrey effect, you know. Oh yeah, we found feces on this and that and the other. I just saw a story. The guy at the TSA person at the airport, they were talking about how those buckets, people put their shoes, they put dirt, they put garbage, and everybody touches that bucket. And then people, they don't realize that bucket is so filthy dirty. The bucket is absolutely just filthy dirty. So when you get done, that's the time to use the Purell, to use the wipe, to clean your hands, to get yourself in order, because of the fact that the buckets, that's where the dirt is. The dirt is in the bucket. What did I do just now? I went around all this congested traffic, and now I'm going to get back to where I belong in the number 1 lane. Why, you think you're number 1? No, because the number 1 lane has the least amount of things going on. There's the least amount of things going on. It's really quiet over here. Other than people coming in from the fast track lane, and that's controlled. They're not supposed to go over that double white line. But other than that, it's a very quiet lane. It's the safest lane on the freeway. Now, if there's nobody on the freeway and you're the only one there and you're going 55, then get out of the way, go to the right. But on California freeways today, it's gridlock 24/7. So I stick over here at the fast lane. Because I know that I'm not going to be wanting to go slow. Okay, I filled up, 25 minutes here. At least I feel like I'm passing on what I've learned, and I'm having a good conversation. I wish my daddy would have taught me, and now my kids, if they ever want to learn what Papa thinks, just go on to the SoCal Bob and figure it out. Talk to you soon. Love you. Remember, Denny Crane.